When Congress defunded public media, thousands of you stepped up, increasing your monthly gift to help us survive year one without federal funding. We made it, but that loss isn't going away. So if you haven't increased your monthly contribution yet, now's the time. And if you're not a sustaining member, join us. A monthly gift to Boise State Public Radio gives us the steady, reliable support we need for year two and beyond. Choose the support tab at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Samantha Wright, filling in for Jim McGudat. This is Idaho Matters. On some Thursdays in Boise, an orchestra gathers its members, including a bass flute, an alto flute, a C flute, a piccolo, and a contrabass flute, to make music together. It's all part of the Capital City Flute Club. And before we go any further, a few members of the club are here right now, and we'd love to hear a song. Let's take a listen. That was Don Anderson, Executive Director of the Capital City Flute Club, along with club members Glenda Hughes and Ella Ochoa. The club is heading to the 2026 National Flute Association Conference in Portland, Oregon in August, and they're holding a special concert on August 1st before they head out of town. We asked them to come into the studio today for a preview, and they agreed to do it. Don, I'm going to start with you. Tell us about the club. How does it work?
The Capital City Flute Club is what I think of as a one-stop shop for all flutists throughout the state of Idaho. They can check us out, look at our website, call us, ask us questions about anything that has to do with fluting throughout the state of Idaho.
Nice. Okay, so all around the state, and then you've got an orchestra here in Boise?
That's right. We are all representatives of the Capital City Flute Orchestra, a Boise-based ensemble that is led by Glenda, who you heard playing with us.
Glenda, talk about the club.
Well, I moved here about 5 years ago, and I met Don, who is a neighbor, and things just happened organically from there. About 6 of us got together and joined a group in Nampa, and then as I saw that most of us were from the greater Boise area, I said, hey, let's start something in Boise. So we incorporated as a 501c3 in July of 2022, and it's been a great ride for 4 years. We had started with about 13 members, and we have about 72 on our roster right now.
Wow.
I was told by my college friends that flute players are a dime a dozen, one on every street corner, and that sort of came true as the word got out that we had an active flute organization here in Boise, and many people stepped up to join. I will say, too, that the first person I reached out to when we decided to incorporate was Dr. Nicole Malumbi, the flute professor at Boise State University, because every community is rooted in the university. And so she was a great resource as to who else might be interested, including her former students, people in the community that she knew that were flutists. And as I said, it was pretty organic formation, but it's a vibrant and active group, and we're very excited about this opportunity to go to Portland and represent Boise and the state of Idaho at the National Flute Association Convention.
Well, can anybody join the club? I mean, since I mentioned to people that that you were going to come on and play, I have heard from a lot of former closet flute players, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Anybody is welcome to join us, regardless of their age or their playing ability, what they view as their playing ability. Anybody is welcome to join us. We're definitely open to the public.
Right.
What it's all about.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so you've got orchestra, you've got concerts, you've got workshops, you've got a flute fest. Give me a little bit about what you guys do throughout the year.
Well, throughout the year, we offer workshops that are often taught by local flute teachers that have flute studios where they're already teaching many students and they're in that mode. Workshops are offered 3 or 4 times a year and free to members and low cost to non-members. And then also the Flute Fest has been something that has been an annual event. We started out in 2023. Our first Flute Fest was, the guest artist was a dear friend of mine from Jacksonville State University in Alabama, Dr. Jeremy Benson. He came out and was the first guest artist and taught for the entire day. And then the following year, we had Rhonda Larson, who's acclaimed internationally. She came out and was our guest artist at that Flute Fest. And then Jose Valentino, who is also internationally acclaimed, he is the he's a director of entrepreneurial music studies at University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida. Last year, we featured Allison Emmerich, who is the principal flutist of the Boise Philharmonic.
Wow.
And Allison was our guest artist and did a wonderful job of teaching and performing the entire day. So Flute Fest is a day-long opportunity for folks to attend different classes, workshops. There are high school competitions and collegiate competitions that go along with that. And then the highlight is the concert given by the guest artist of that year.
Well, and you mentioned youth. You've also got some opportunities for kids playing the flutes.
We definitely do. That's our most recent expansion, if you will. The Flute Orchestra has decided to expand and bring on the Capital City Junior Flute Choir, and that is open to any students from grades 6 through 9.
Wow, that's exciting to get the kids who are young and maybe just starting out to give them a chance like that.
Now, there's a lot of people that play the flute. I think we were talking earlier about one on every corner or whatever. And, it's with so many flutists, it's not easy to find a place to go where you feel welcome. And it doesn't matter your ability. And it's just an open environment for all.
Well, and I gave kind of a rundown of different kinds of flutes that you have, and I've seen some of your pictures of everybody lined up with everything from what I think of as a normal flute, which is what I had back in the day, which is a little tiny silver-colored thing, up to these gigantic flutes that look like, you're heading into tuba territory. Tell me about all these different kinds of flutes.
That silver thing that you talk about, most people refer to that as the C flute, and that is the most common. But the piccolo is the smallest of all the flutes. It plays an octave higher than the regular C flute does. So we have a number of piccolos. We have a lot of C flutes, varying on parts. We have alto flutes, which are just a little bit lower in sound. And then we have a bass flute, which you're going to hear a little bit later. I play on a bass flute. And then we also have contrabass flutes, which you have to stand up behind to play. They're so darn big.
Wow, yeah, they're really big. And they're pretty. When I had a flute, it was not the prettiest thing in the world. You have a gorgeous flute. Tell me about your pretty little flute there. It's not little, it's huge, but...
I have a 9-carat Oromite Powell flute and a 14-karat gold Drellinger head joint. It is... When I open my case, it looks like jewelry to me.
It's rose gold. I mean, for folks who know jewelry, it looks like rose gold. I mean, that's what it is.
It is rose gold.
Yeah. And Don, yours is also gold?
It is it is a solid gold flute. I'm very fortunate to have it in my hands. It belonged to another internationally acclaimed flutist, and when I went out shopping last, I get them used. And saves me about 70% of retail if you get them used. Anyway, it turns out that this was owned by an internationally acclaimed flutist, and I enjoy the heck out of it. Again, I'm grateful to have it as an extension of my fingertips.
Wow. Can we hear another song? That was Don Anderson, Executive Director of the Capital City Flute Club, along with club members Glenda Hughes and Ellen Ochoa. Sorry, Ellen, I keep wanting to call you Ella. We're talking about the club heading to the 2026 National Flute Association Conference in Portland, Oregon next month. And before they go, they're holding a special concert on August 1st at the Esther Simplot Performing Arts Academy in Boise. Tell me about the Nationals in Portland. What happens at a flute conference? Glenda, go ahead.
Wow. So it is a convention bringing together flutists from all over the world, not just national, but there will be folks who are attending from different countries all over the world. These are flute students, flute enthusiasts, flute hobbyists, flute lovers, and internationally renowned as well as nationally renowned flute performing artists. So the days are filled with multiple classes. They will release their schedule on their app where you can see all the things that are happening. And oftentimes, a flutist in attendance will struggle to decide which of the offerings to attend in an hour. They have a no guilt policy of leaving an event early or coming in late because they know that folks are trying to get in as much as possible. There are also several different performing ensembles that attendees can participate in. So whether your ensemble was selected to perform, as the Capital City Flute Club and the BSU Flute Studio were selected, whether you're selected to perform or not, you can sign up to be part of these ensembles that rehearse during the convention and then also perform during the convention. So several of our members will be very active in those pursuits. I know that there's an opening flute orchestra of about 300 people that rehearses before the 2 days before the convention starts in order to be ready to perform. There's a closing orchestra about the same size, and then there are various orchestras. I know that Ellen is signed up. Ellen is here. She's signed up to perform in a couple of those. And then there are competitions, there are master classes, and concerts throughout the day. The schedule goes from 8 in the morning till midnight.
Oh my gosh.
Every single day.
Wow.
So it's a kind of the thing where you pace yourself, you take your flute along, you play in workshops that you can, you play in the rehearsals that you're assigned to, and it's everything flute. And then the icing on the cake is the exhibit hall, where it's very dangerous to go in there with your credit cards or what have you, because oftentimes my friends that I attend with come out with more instruments than they started with. So it's a lot of fun. There's the vendors in the vendor hall are exquisite. They offer all the different kinds of flutes, all the different makes and models, flute accessories, flute music. And the exhibit hall is filled with people trying out instruments, and it's the cacophony of fantastic, flutastic sounds and eye candy.
And you mentioned you've got some club members who are going, some BSU folks who are going with you. Very collaborative, I understand.
Yeah, so back in November of last year, of 2025, Dr. Malumbi and I filled out an application to be accepted to perform, which we have been. And the application is a collaborative effort. And it's kind of full circle since she was the first person I reached out to get together on how do we make this flute club happen in Boise and Idaho. And so we will be doing a joint concert with the BSU studio. The BSU studio includes all of the students who are enrolled in any type of music major at Boise State, and there's about 10 students that will perform with us.
Nice.
So we'll do some selections on our own. They'll do some selections on their own. Then we'll come together and do a couple of selections together. So it's going to be pretty nice.
And you've got a concert before you go on August 1st. Tell me about the concert.
We do have a concert coming up. We figured we couldn't just go to Portland and deprive all of the Boiseans of our beauty. So we're putting on our Boise premiere of that concert, if you will, on August the 1st, as you'd mentioned, at Esther Simplot's Performing Arts Academy. And we're really excited for that opportunity. Again, Boise State University Flute Studio will be in conjunction with us, and looking for a good time to be had by all.
Okay, in the minute left, before I ask you to play another song, is this club a good way to really not just play your flute, learn more about flute and fluting, but to make friends and find camaraderie?
I think I think that's a key element. In fact, when this ensemble started, when the flute orchestra started as part of the flute club back in 2022, people were coming out of COVID and being confined. And there was a real need for folks not just to come together, but when you come together and play an instrument in an ensemble, there's a lot of bonding that goes on while the music is being played. But what we find is when our rehearsal ends, then there's often, everyone's packed up their instruments, stands are put away, chairs are put away, and there's generally a core group of folks that are hanging out just chatting. And then when we close the facility and chase everybody out, that conversation or those conversations will continue in the parking lot. So I think that it brings folks together and it provides an opportunity not just to play the instrument and perform, but also to have that personal connection with others and community and friendship. That is friendships that are formed through the group.
All right, I'm going to have you play one more song before we go out. This is the Capital City Flute Club. We've been speaking with Dawn Anderson, Executive Director of the Capital City Flute Club, along with club members Glenda Hughes and Ellen Ochoa, about the club heading to the 2026 National Flute Association Conference in Portland, Oregon in August. And before they go, they're holding a special concert on August 1st at the Esther Simplot Performing Arts Academy in Boise.
And thanks so much for listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. Do you have thoughts about today's episode? Make sure you email us at idahomatters@boisestate.edu or reach out on our socials. If you're really enjoying this show, a quick rating or review on Apple or Spotify really helps other folks discover us, and we'd appreciate it.
Each story you hear on Planet Money starts with a question. What happens if we refund tariffs? Why are groceries so expensive? At NPR, we stand for your right to be curious because the forces shaping our world can be hard to see. Follow NPR's Planet Money wherever you get your podcasts and start seeing how the economy really works.